how's it going? It's going okay for me. There's a vibe. So we're just gonna get right into it. We're doing Egyptian tarot first. And then we'll go from there. I'm moved to tell you what I'm burning. I am burning Palo Santo. That came out. Okay. Palo Santo. And then I also have, interesting. Then I also have a pink salt, water lily incense, and honeysuckle incense going. And that, I'll list down like the benefits of all of these, but the incense specifically, I'm not burning that for anything other than I was led to play some nice river streams, some nature sounds, some birds, and have some florals going for this reading. So that's what we're doing. I'm getting a lot of nature energy. That one wanted to fall out. Let's see. Both of these wanted to come out. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. I've been debating on getting the full size of this deck, but I think I just can't reconcile, if I already have something, getting the same exact thing again. Like, I know it's, like, for me, part of the thing is, like, it's just easy for me to hold bigger cards, I guess. These little ones just, I fumble with that in the shuffle, but I already have it, you know what I mean? Like, it seems kind of ridiculous to, you should see my cat right now. He's losing his shit watching me shuffle these cards. I think that's it. Just kidding. For that. So we will go ahead and get into it. You know, I like to separate the suits. I don't know why I'm always led to do it that way, but I am always led to separate the suits. Okay, so the first card that I pulled, I believe, is the World card. Yeah. Alright, it says here, reward. All things come together in modesty, all secrets are revealed, all chalices are filled, and all wounds are healed. Totality, success, perfection, ecstasy, entirety, self-sufficiency. So that was your first major arcana, and the second one is the High Priestess, I believe. That's what I'm learning. This High Priestess, without even actually looking. So both of these are yours. The High Priestess here says science, the threshold of the temple of Isis, where mysteries are only revealed in solitude, or Iset, Est. Study, wisdom, intuition, mysteries, secrets, research. So these two are your major arcana. You are in your High Priestess space, inheriting all this world energy. So that's great. Sounds good. I have, and then like I'm being made to mention the moon cards and the eye of Henry the Younger. I'm being made to say that. Not made, but nudged to mention that. Two moons in the crown of the High Priestess, or in the above the High Priestess, and then I have Henry the Younger. Okay, So I'm noting that, and then we're going to go right into the cups. The first one was the Ace of Cups, the soul of Osiris, or Osir. Abundance, joy, nourishment. Excellent. The second one was the Seven of Cups. And that one says the Pillar of Ra, concreteness, farsightedness, lasting union. Okay. There's a natural mystic blowing through the air. If you listen carefully now, you will hear. That's the energy I've been getting. This might be the first trumpet. Might as well be the last. Okay, so the next one we're going into is the Pentacles. First one is the Six of Pentacles that we got. This one says the bundle of papyrus, help given and received, cooperation, gratification, repayment. These are all great. These are all great. Yeah. The soul of Osir, abundance, joy, and nourishment. Pillar of Ra. These are big names you got here. You had Isis up in here. You had Osiris. You have Ra. Concreteness, farsightedness, lasting union. Now we've got a Six of Pentacles here. Bundle of papyrus of help given and received, cooperation, gratification, repayment. The next one is the Knave of Pentacles. That's a knave, right? Yes. That one says the Scribe of Commerce, transactions, proposals, brilliant idea. And then the last one is the Knight of Pentacles, the Messenger of Riches, businessman, consultant, service. I am a businessman. I like both those songs. Totally different energy. Wow, yeah. So there's something going on in there. There's something going on in here. Let's go into the wands. You have the 9, 10, and the knave, so let's see what that means. Here's the 9. And that golden scarab. Yeah, the golden scarab. Protection, suspension, intuition of danger. So you have a lot of really beautiful things going on, but you're also incredibly protected for the things that are not so good, I'm hearing. The 10 of wands. I said 9 of wands, right? 10 of wands. Every time I see a golden scarab, I know that it's protection, so you're definitely protected. The 10 of wands is the upturned jed. Uncertain victory, oppression, and illusory success. So there's some chaos going on, but you see it coming. With this 9 of wands, the 10 of wands is going to be a no-brainer for you. And then your knave of wands here says Horus's messenger. Messenger, friend, scribe, news. Yeah, so someone's coming around to talk to you about some things. You probably have like a friend or close person or a mentor or somebody that's like coming in clutch with the assist. Ancestors, spiritual team are coming in, and like I said, you might have some bullshit coming up, but you're protected, you're alright. And then the last one is the sword, and it's the Knave of Swords. So a lot of Knave energy in here. Knave for this deck is the Page. So a lot of like hopeful immaturity going on, it feels like. The Knave of Swords, the Scribe of Ma'at. Ma'at is the other iteration of Isis. The Scribe of Ma'at, lawyer, spy, message in code, hostile intention. So I really like it when people bring up Ma'at, or I like it when Ma'at is brought up, because Ma'at and Isis are judgment, you know. I don't know who's coming after you with like negative thought patterns, negative intentionality, negative witchcraft, gathering, which is like, I've been hearing a lot of that bullshit, and I mentioned it before. And I've been hearing a lot of bullshit about spiritual practitioners online and otherwise just like sending nasty shit to other people. That's weird, right? Like, how you have all that beauty and power, you know, and you, 10-10, and you're using it to bully other people. That's crazy to me. But anyways, I'm gonna just stick with that. I'm gonna put these to the side, and then we're gonna hang out over here with the Egyptian Book of the Dead Oracle. I've had this for a while, like since September of last year, and I haven't been using it because I've been kind of going through it and putting together some more historical accuracies. Just a quick plug, I love this deck. It's very insightful. It actually was it was the first deck that helped me open my third eye. And I was able to see at that time, when I first got the deck back in September, fuck shit. Was it September or November? One of those two times. I want to say it was September. But it could have very well been November. It doesn't matter. Sometime between September and November, I got this deck. And I've been reading the book, the Egyptian Book of Life by Dr. Ramses Salim. And it puts the book, the Egyptian Book of Dead, in the context of an Egyptologist from the area, and not Wallace Budge, who was a random white dude who, you know, came in like a lot of other historians and take things, interpret them as they want to, and write books about them. So, love this deck. Don't get me wrong. I love this deck. I've been keeping it aside because, like I said, I have been weighing it against the Egyptian interpretation of their own shit, and making notations in here and on the cards as I read through the book, and, you know, make note of certain things. I'm not done yet, but I'm being moved to use it more lately, even though, like I said, I've been keeping it close to my heart as like a little passion project of mine. But anyways, oracle from that. This one wanted to fall out, so I'm going to give it to, okay, yeah. Alright. That fell. Hell yeah. A lot of the edits I've done are on their names. Wallace Budge, like most other historians and Egyptologists, kind of roll into Egypt, and just kind of, I have a feeling, okay, they just kind of roll into Egypt and just start, you know, using the Greek equivalent names and don't care about what the Egyptians called their gods, deities, and people. They just kind of have their own Greek equivalency names, and, ooh, this is, yeah, so this deck is harsh. And I have a feeling that this reading from this deck is not about you. Not entirely. That was a lot. Yeah. And okay. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that was a lot, but that was good. Okay. Cool. So a lot of cards here. I'm being moved to categorize these. Okay, so the first, yeah, okay, I see what I'm doing here. The first card, I have it separated into 3 sections. The first one is just, it's like this is kind of like piggybacking off of everything it was sharing with you, and now we're here to talk about a deeper situation. Great Ennead is your first card, and that would be kind of like your major arcana. And I have the Enneagram listed here. For your information, the Enneagram, or Enneagram, is something you should look up. But the Great Ennead is basically based off of the Great Ennead of Egypt. And we could definitely get into that another time, but it's like a lightly condemned personality test of some sort. And come on, baby, I know you're trying to come up here. And so we're going to read from that and see. Good boy. Nku is still a bit skittish, so if you randomly see him running away, it's because any bump or click sends him places. Great Ennead, keywords, collaboration, teamwork, and unity. So, the kind of piggybacking off of like some collaborative cooperation was a word that was used in the reading. But it says here the Great Ennead was the representation of the 9 principal deities of the pantheon, also known as the 9 gods of Heliopolis. They were Ra, Osir, Est, Nephthys, Set, Nut, Tefnut, Geb, and Shu. The number 9 is said to be a very powerful number, so 9 might be significant for you, representing the collective power of 3 times 3, and in numerology it signifies wisdom through experience. When the Great Ennead card shows up in one of your spreads, it is highlighting the need for collaboration and teamwork. It indicates that you have undertaken something which you cannot achieve or complete alone. Yeah, that's what I thought. You will need assistance and support. This card suggests that you build up a network of friends, family, colleagues, and professional services so that you have a support available when you need it. The Great Ennead also speaks of unity, so if there has been some discord in your circle recently, know that this will soon be resolved and unity will be restored. Because there is some conflict listed in the tarot reading, so okay. Independence has its place, but you also need to know when it is time to be a team player. No one is an island, and this card suggests that now is the time to seek help and to build a strong circle of support around yourself. This card also could indicate that you will soon be called upon to support another. Both of those resonate with me. I feel like both of those things are coming. I digress. Let's get into the gods, since we talked about the 9 principal deities of the Ennead. Let's get into it. The first one is not a part of the Ennead. She goes by Hathor to everyone else, but her name is Heter. And that is number 9. 9 might be significant. Okay. Keywords: beauty, charm, feminine power. This is for you. And this is not gender specific. So this is a divine feminine calling. I don't care what you use anatomically. Like, your physical form is not the same as your energetic form, is I think what I'm trying to get at. Yes, your energetic form and your physical form do not have to be in the same realm to be legitimate. I want you to know that. So whoever's been illegitimizing you, I feel like I need to say this, like, don't let them do that. Just let them do that to themselves. Heter was the mother goddess of the Egyptian pantheon, and therefore she was the divine mother of all the pharaohs. She was associated with beauty, charm, seduction, sensuality, music, and dance. She was a nurturing goddess, and her people would invoke her aid in matters of family and parenting. Heter was also responsible for welcoming the dead into the realm of Duat, which is a card in your spread. So, by giving them food and drink to sustain them on their journey through the underworld. So, a nurturing spirit is what I'm gathering. Yeah, that's what I thought. High priestess energy, like, yeah. In a spread, Heter indicates nurturing energies are in play. This could be a time of family harmony, or maybe struggles with parenting or conception. It could also mean that you need to indulge in a little more self-care and nurture yourself more. As a goddess of cosmetics, beauty, and sensuality, Heter comes to let you know that it is time to put the glad rags on and let your hair down a little bit. Go out dancing or go to a concert and embrace her gifts of music and song. Heter is telling you to have fun, to embrace life, and to share your hospitality with friends and family. Let her mothering energies nurture you and spend some time doing what makes you feel good. So you need to be feeding yourself by taking care of yourself and putting all of that beautiful nurturing energy to you, is what I'm getting. The next card, Set, or Seth, Set. He is a part of the Great Ennead, or the Great Pout. That's another way of calling it, the Great Pout or the Great Ennead. He is this dude right here. I have some notations here if you can see those. Indolence, rebellion, chaos, god of desert storms. So it says here, keywords: chaos, catastrophe, and disruption. Set is the jealous brother who murdered Osir, or Osiris, to gain the throne of Egypt. Originally, he was the god of desert storms, earthquakes, and natural disasters, all of which have a place in the natural order of the cosmos because they strip away the dead wood, making way for new life to grow. However, such chaos is unpredictable, and Set is often viewed as something of a trickster. In murdering Osir, he overturned the natural order of succession and thereby created a new political landscape. Like most trickster gods, his energies are changeable, sometimes playful, at other times destructive. This card represents chaos and catastrophe, indicating that you should expect some degree of disruption. Something did warn you in the tarot, and I will go over it again. Upset travel plans, car troubles, discord with neighbors, family arguments, etc. are all possibilities. Equally though, this card also cautions you against catastrophizing and making mountains out of molehills. There is no telling when disaster will strike, so do what you can to future-proof your life as a general precaution. Make sure you know where all your important documents are. Keep a first aid kit handy and have savings that you can fall back on. Set comes to remind you that chaos is as natural as thunderstorms. You can't prevent the storm, but you can learn to dance in the rain. This card suggests that you take a few sensible precautions so that should a disaster strike, you and your family will be able to navigate it as smoothly as possible. So yeah, there's something going on. Maybe I'm the friend who's going to let you in on, whatever, but, gentle reminder, keep yourself together, like, remember who you are and all that, and, just keep pouring into yourself. Maybe there's something in escrow that's not going to be super fun, but it's not going to destroy you. 2222, I say that you'll be okay. However, the next one is another heavy hitter, Amit. Amit is a heavy hitter. She is definitely not a trickster god. If y'all have seen Moon Knight, y'all might know a little bit about that one. Key ideas: punishment, caution, and amends. Amit is the crocodile-headed goddess of the Duat, who feeds off the hearts of wrongdoers, thereby refusing them entry into the field of reeds and the afterlife. She is considered to be more of a demon than a goddess by some scholars, but whether demon or deity, she is the force of divine retribution, and she gives no quarter. This is the card of conscience, urging you to reflect on your behavior and your interactions with others. Are you a wrongdoer, or could you walk freely past Amit unscathed? In a spread, the Amit card has several interpretations, the first one being that of caution. This card is telling you to watch your step. You might be treading a very thin line, where one wrong move leads you straight into trouble. It is telling you to be mindful of your transgressions and begin to make amends for them. The Amit card could also caution you against taking any kind of risk, or bending or breaking the law, or acting in haste and anger, because your actions will come back to haunt you, and you will suffer the consequences. Never smile in the face of this crocodile. Keep your conscience clear, and all will be well. Whew. A white? Oh man, it fell out. That's okay. I'm just gonna hold on to these off to the side. It's fine. Maybe I wasn't supposed to do all that. Organization. The next one is Est, who we all know as Isis. She is a part of the Great Ennead as well, obviously, because it's Isis. So, Est, number 3, 3 times 3 type of deal could be significant. She's number 3 in this one. Key ideas are healing, restoration, and enchantment. This is another card for you. Est is the principal goddess of the Egyptian pantheon, making this a very powerful card indeed. It indicates that a magical time in your life is about to begin. Est is a healing goddess, and so this card sometimes suggests that a time of healing is needed, which could mean recuperation after an illness or something more pleasant, such as spending a weekend at a spa. So again, more self-care is being instructed to you. This is also the card of magical journeys, such as spiritual retreats and pilgrimages to sacred sites or places that hold special significance to you and your family. You may also feel called to become a healer yourself, perhaps taking up a course in counseling or psychology. Okay. With Est as your guide, you might suddenly find that you have itchy feet and you're eager to be off on adventures following your heart. Allow Est to lead the way, and she will guide you toward the right places at the right time, where you will find it easy to make connections and meet the right people. This is a restorative journey for you, one which energizes you and brings you joy. The card of Est can also indicate that you need to let more magic into your life. Be open to the enchantment of the world. Believe in soulmates, fate, destiny, and magic. Take your spellcraft to the next level. Learn the magic of Est, and remember that there is a spark of her divinity inside you. Use her power wisely and for the greater good. I'm assuming that whatever is coming for you, like whatever is on its way, is gonna be... Why am I getting Bob Marley so hard? I'm gonna move on because I keep doing that, but the next one is another one from the great Iliad, the great poet, and that is Newt. A lot of notes here. Notes here: romance, love, harmony, the future of all souls, domain of the stars, and perfected souls. So, heaven. Heaven. That's what I'm gathering. Heaven. Alright. Ideas. Key ideas. Cosmic order, darkness, dreams. Nut was the Egyptian goddess of the night sky, the stars, constellations, and planets. As such, she was considered one of the deities who helped to maintain the cosmic order. When darkness fell, Nut came into her power, arching over the earth god Geb. Nut was the mother of several primary deities of the Egyptian pantheon, including Est, Osir, Set, and Nebhet, or Nephthys. Nut is the heavenly dome, with her train of stars, and as such, she presides over astronomy, astrology, and stargazing. She was also the deity who protected the souls of the newly dead as they made their way into the Duat. So there's like several Duat energies here. You have several Duat energies here. You have the judgment of Ammit, you have Nut, you have Est, you have, I'm pretty sure Heter was also in there. Interesting. So it says this is the card of shooting stars and nighttime wishes. It suggests that you should cast your dreams to the heavens and see what happens. Ask Nut to guide your wishes into reality or to visit you in your dreams with a message. Get outside and look up at her midnight blue realm. She comes to teach you that darkness is not to be feared, but the place where all dreams begin. Sow your seeds in the darkness. Live your dreams by day and call on this goddess to watch over you. With Nut's protection, you can waltz among the stars and become a cosmic dancer. Okay. Interestingly, the last of the god cards is Sa, number 44. Which I feel like I need to, it's piggybacking off of Nut. So, let's see what Sa has to say. Okay. Alright. Key ideas: authority, guidance, and strength. Sa was considered to be the father of the gods to the Egyptians. He was represented in the night sky by the constellation of Orion and the dog star Sirius. In some hieroglyphics, he is depicted rowing across the night sky in a boat. When the Sa card is present in a reading, it speaks of an authority figure. This could be someone who has authority over you, such as a boss, or alternatively, it could also indicate that you are in a position of authority over others. If the latter is the case, this card reminds you to wield your power lightly and with compassion. Yeah, this is the second time. This is the second time that you've been told to use your powers mindfully, lightly, and kindly. twice a second time. The Saw card suggests that it is time for you to examine your attitude toward authority. Are you someone who can easily take direction, or do you struggle to obey command? This card can quite literally represent some kind of father figure in your life and encourages you to examine this relationship more closely. Any discord is likely to be due to your view of authority figures and how you choose to interact with them, of course. Some people misuse their power, so if you feel that this is the case, the Saw card is asking you to speak about it, especially if the Utterance card is present in the same spread, which it is. So we will move on to that one next because it is in the spread. Sometimes it is necessary to blow the whistle on those who misuse their authority. So I'm hearing that you are going to be needing to work in a way that both does not accommodate set energy, like no chaos bullshit for you, cannot accommodate, and you need to be able to walk past Amit unscathed. And the way to do that is to address the bullshit in the room. The gods are telling you that. Be taking care of yourself and be kind to yourself in this process, and really be mindful about your magical practices. You know, I know that like it's hard sometimes to know when people are on some ancient energy at you, but let the divine deal with them. Like, Amit in a spread is actually kind of creepy for me. Like, I don't like seeing Amit in a spread, and I don't want you falling for what they're falling themselves into, right? Like, this is for them. Like, these two are for them, whoever they are, not for you. So that's what I'm being told. And then we're gonna go straight into utterances, because utterances literally was mentioned here. And that is number 43, so right before God Saw. Utterance is next. Key ideas are charm, power, and progress. It says here the utterances played a vital role in the Book of the Dead, because without them the deceased would not have the correct spells to pass through the 12 gates of Duat and arrive at their judgment. Therefore, it was essential that they knew exactly what to say and when to say it. Without these spoken spells, they would be unlikely to reach their judgment or the afterlife. In a card reading, utterances stand for your communication, including your self-talk. So this is in conjunction with your self-care that you're supposed to be doing to take care of yourself and feeding your soul and preparing yourself and doing a lot of beautiful magical rituals that feed a lot of the love and light in you. And also about communicating with others. This card comes to remind you that all words have power. You can harm or you can heal, simply by the things you say. Words are terms of communication. Used wisely, they can help you to progress through life, but used spitefully or without due consideration, they can impede that progress and hold you back. That is so true, actually. Preach. This is specifically true of your self-talk and how you communicate with yourself. Keep your internal dialogue as positive as possible. Likewise, think before you speak to others. Make a considered response rather than a swift retort. By all means, speak up for yourself, but do so politely. Weigh up your words before you speak them and consider the impact they will have and what the consequences of this impact might be. Choose your words wisely. So I'm gathering that this is less about like politeness and decorum and more about protecting your peace. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm actually going to move on to Duat, because that has been mentioned several times. We need to know what this is for you. So let's get into it. We're almost done. Key ideas: underworld, judgment, and punishment. The Duat, or the underworld, is the realm of shadows and death in the Egyptian mythology. It is here that the dead go to be judged by Enpu, or Anubis, and Mat, or Ma'at. It is depicted hieroglyphically as a star set within a circle. Within the Duat are lots of different realms, including the 12 gates, which were guarded by serpents and demons, so the dead had to overcome these in order to reach their ultimate judgment with Ma'at and Enpu, Ma'at or Anubis. This is why the Book of the Dead utterances were so important, okay, as it was essentially a guidebook through these terrifying ordeals. If they died again in Dwat, they would cease to exist. When the Dwat card comes up in a reading, it is a sign that you are about to be tested. You will require all your strength, patience, and resilience as you go through one ordeal after another. This card can indicate a very different time in your life, but it is a necessary one. As you overcome each obstacle in your path and rise to each challenge, you are being remolded into a better version of yourself. Strength often comes from adversity, and the School of Hard Knocks teaches lessons that are never forgotten but vital. In some readings, the Dwat card indicates a punishment is forthcoming. This is more likely if the cards Sin or Amit are also present in the same spread. If your conscience is clear, then you have nothing to fear. Otherwise, try to make amends for any transgressions now before you are called to account to them. So, Amit is in the reading. Utterance is in the reading. Yeah, you need to self-care yourself. The self-care is going to be the reason why you're able to make it through whatever is coming. Whatever test is being presented to you that you are needing to kind of be on the up and up about, you're being watched. Divinely watched. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna move on. But you see that, right? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Riches card first because it seems like the only sweet card here, and then there's another one, Sarcophagus. So, we'll go to, actually, let's do Sarcophagus first. That's number 29. It doesn't really matter, but we're in Sarcophagus. Let's just keep up the vibes. Revelations, discovery, and disclosures are the key ideas. The highly decorated sarcophagi that we call the mummy is actually just an elaborate coffin. The real mummy is in the wrapped body contained within. However, such sarcophagi have taken up a place in popular culture as being cursed things, which bring sorrow, misfortune, and even death if they are discovered. There is something rather spooky about these ancient receptacles of the dead, in spite of their great beauty and artistic attributes. When the sarcophagus card comes up in a spread, it foreshadows a time of revelations and disclosures. Yeah, I'm going to read through these again, but something that has been hidden now comes to light. Truth will be told, secrets revealed, dishonesty will be highlighted, and the dishonest held accountable. There's a natural mystic rolling through the air. Everywhere there's a war. There's a lot of Bob Marley going on. Yeah, I was watching the movie, but there's, like, the wind's kind of blowing and knocking things. And those two songs have been heavy on my heart lately. And I've seen the Bob Marley movie, like, 3 or 4 times, but, like, these have been heavy on my mind lately. This can be a time of wonder or worry, depending on what has been revealed. If the revelations are positive, then you can enjoy a period of celebration and joyfulness, but if the discovery is of a more insidious nature, then this card heralds a time of shock and discomfort. Whatever the situation, this card indicates a time of enlightenment, for good or ill. You are no longer being kept in the dark, and the truth shall be revealed. How you respond to the disclosure and what you do with it is up to you. Riches is the last card in this one. Let's see. 25. Keywords: wealth, prosperity, and guard your finances. The Egyptians buried their dead with all the wealth and riches they could possibly want. They believed that the dead would have use of such riches in the afterlife. This was the reason behind the archaeological race to find and excavate tombs, which was a kind of treasure hunt. Most of the riches found in tombs are now in museums and private collections, and today, Egypt's tombs are largely empty of any treasure. It does serve to illustrate that with great wealth comes great interest from others, not all of it welcome. The riches card then has a double meaning. Firstly, it foretells that a time of abundance is on the horizon. This could mean a pay increase, a windfall, a lucky win, or something else. Overall, it suggests that any money worries you have currently will soon be a thing of the past. Secondly, it from this book, from my lips to the Lord's ears. Okay, listen, I want some of what I'm about to tell you is coming your way. Okay, I want money worries to be a thing of the past as well. Anyways, secondly, it suggests that you take steps to guard and protect the money you do have. So it could be that you need to curb frivolous spending and start living within your means. If the Tefnut card is in the same spread, it is not, then this would certainly suggest that you need to start saving for a rainy day. In general, this card is a card of good fortune and suggests that financial anxiety will ease. Alright, that was it. That was the spread. I'm gonna go back to these cards though. I wanna make sure there's confirmation here. We have High Priestess, which is gonna be your Newt and Hether and Est, your Nephthys, Newt, and Isis, or your Hathor, Newt, and Isis cards are your High Priestess energy. The riches seem to be the World card, as well as the Great Ennead. I would say those are your major arcana, and there's also like the cups. I believe the cups were pretty. Yeah, you have the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Cups, the Pillar of Rock, concreteness, farsightedness, and lasting union. That would also be kind of the World card as the Seven of Cups and World card, and I would say the abundance and joy and everything, that would be your Riches card. These Pentacle cards, the bundle of papyrus, help given and received cooperation, clarification. Definitely Six of Pentacles is on the Great Ennead energy. Brilliant idea. Utterances. Definitely utterances. I would say utterances and saw, because you're needing to collaborate with a divine daddy figure. This might be, I don't know why I feel like I need to say this, but I'm being led to mention that it could also be that you need to remedy relationship within yourself and in your own divine masculine within. Yeah. So you gotta heal the divine masculine within yourself, my love. And again, this has nothing to do with the equipment in your physical form. I am talking to a person, a human being. You just need to heal your divine masculine relationship within yourself. There, we all have that. You can reside in whatever you want to, but you gotta heal it regardless. Yeah, it's part of the process. You just gotta heal it, like. And I'm not even gonna say sorry. It's gonna be the best thing you've ever done for yourself when you heal your divinity. And then I'm looking through here. Was it the Knight of Pentacles? Also a messenger of riches. Riches. Yeah, there you go. Messenger of riches, businessman, consultant, and service. Yeah, so riches again. Sounds like you're going to be doing really good in that. And then your wands, the 9, the golden scarab, you are protected. I'm feeling led to put your 9 of wands with on it. You are protected against that judgment. It feels like your 10 of wands, the uncertain victory, oppression, and illusionary success, would have to go with Set, because Set's the chaos in your life. That kind of chaos energy is going on in there. You have the Knave of Wands, which is the Henry the Younger's messenger, or Horus's messenger, friend, scribe, and muse, which is kind of up there with the Knave of Pentacles. You're both messengers. There's messaging coming through for you. There's a lot of Knave energy. I think I told you it was Knave of Pentacle, Knave of Wands, and Knave of Swords. I don't know why I couldn't. Got 3 knaves here. The Knave of Sword is the scribe of Ma'at, so lawyer, spy, messaging code, hostile intention. There is some hostile intention going on. from there's a set chaos energy going on. That's, you know, maybe I'm the one giving you the message. Maybe that's my job. So consider yourself messaged. Consider yourself messaged. And you will have some, you know, messaging. The messaging comes from the sarcophagus card. So like all of these messenger cards are both for, you know, the bad and the good, and there's some disclosures, some things being brought to life. These knaves are coming in hot with the messages. Yeah, there's a natural mystic blowing through the air. If you listen carefully now, you will hear. This might be the first trumpet, might as well be the last. Many more will have to suffer, many more will have to die. Don't ask me why. There's a natural mystic blowing through the air. Such a natural mystic blowing through the air, because everywhere is war. War in the east, war in the west. It just feels like that's the energy. So we're just gonna have a nightcap, because I'm telling you right now, I'm actually gonna just tell you this. Every reading, the girlies are like, tag me in, we got stuff. So don't ever, I don't know that I'll do very many videos not calling on, like not having the goddesses speak, because they have things to say. They always have something to say. Maybe 1, maybe 10, it don't matter. I want to clarify more of this energy, my loves and my lights, you beautiful things. That one definitely wanted to. Yep. Yeah, there's a natural mystic flowing through here. I'm led to stop. So that was the last card that came out, but I'm pressed to go ahead and read it. The first one is Oya, Goddess of Storms. Nine might be significant. There's 9 rings around Oya, so I'm gonna probably go ahead. This is the third 9 I've seen, so 9 might be significant to you. 9 is definitely significant to you. Oya, wielding her powerful sword of truth, Oya is the Yoruba goddess of storms, wind, and lightning. Storms bring shift, rapid and controlled change, and at times chaos. So we have a chaos energy here, but there's a difference in the chaos energy. There's trickster energy, and there's the natural mystic blowing through the air. Thanks, Bob. Thank you, Bob. That makes sense. Guidance. The winds of change are in motion. Into every life a little rain must fall. Personal storms clear away the old. What did the card of Set say? There are the chaos that change the wood and make and invite change, newness, and then there is the detrimental kind. So you know the difference. Alright. Sometimes change moves slowly, and other times change is swift embodiment. What would you like to change? If you are not actively changing it, you are choosing it. To make shift happen, focus on what you want. Stop giving energy to what is not working. The biggest thing holding you back is you. If you want people and life to treat you better, you go first. If you attract betrayals, stress, and strife, the common denominator is you. Beating yourself up is self-harm. Okay, so there's some self-harm going on in there. That's why they keep telling you to do self-care. The Egyptians were saying, go do the self-care. Mama Oya said you need to stop doing self-harm. Feel your feelings, honor your journey, tell yourself the truth, and practice self-compassion. Goddess declaration, I make shift happen. Yeah, I had a feeling that was in there. Some bullshit ass negative self-talk. I'm not mad at you about it. It's kind of knee-jerk. It's what society has the expectation of you to do, is to say that you're the problem. That's enough though. The one that came out first, Inkosazana, Goddess of Celestial Alignment. I hesitated to say this, but There's some LGBTQ energy up in here, which obviously you're on my channel, there should be. That's why, yeah, my people, anyways, shut up, Bex, let's just read it. My people, come on in. Alright. Ian Kosazana is the healer of healers and the teacher of teachers, so you're a healer. Got it. This is the second time healing came up. The first one was Est or Isis. Now we have Ian Kosazana. She's the healer of healers and the teacher of teachers, whose love for humanity makes the corn grow. She dwells in foamy waters, but is known as the heavenly princess. As above, so below is celestial alignment, guidance. Your natural path is to be in alignment with your own divinity. What the fuck did I say? Heal thine own divinity. I did say that. No one can take from you what they didn't give you. Embodiment. How do you want to feel? You think often about what you want. The goddess, goddess energy speaks to us in feelings. Celestial alignment is being in sync with the energetic feeling, the frequency of the sacred. Everything that you desire is in that frequency. Match it with your feelings. That is energy of God, goddess, godex. Declaration, I am always being guided in the right direction. You are. And the last one, Queen Nandi of intuition, which is why I started nodding hella hard when I was shuffling these, because that was the one that was like called out and was like, trust in your intuition, babe. Queen Nandi was the mother of warrior King Shaka Zulu. His father's royal family first rejected her. They said that she wasn't pregnant and her belly resulted from an Ishaka beetle sting. But Nandi knew her son would be great before he was born. We've read from her before, so guidance. You already know. We already read from her. You already know. That's what it says. Take a deep breath and surrender to what you know to be true. Trust your inner wisdom and guidance. Embodiment. What is your guidance telling you? Put your hands over your third eye, center of your forehead, and ask, if I knew what the answer is, what would it be? And then follow your first instinct. The Creator and your ancestors connect with you through your intuition. Trust your internal GPS. The nudges, signs, and coincidences are divine guidance. Slow down. Go for a walking meditation. Be present with nature and pay attention. Being present allows you to feel, hear, see, and sense your guidance. Declaration, I am knowing. And that's it. You've been given a divine assignment. You thought I wouldn't know. Yeah. Something happened, huh? Yeah. At first I was like, there's a lot of bigness over the last couple of days. You know, it's been a while since I've checked in, so I'm like, I wonder what's going on. There's a lot of bigness. Okay, you got your divine assignment. That's great. I'm happy for you. The overall message is, you know, actually I'm being led to say things. Your ancestors and those that walked before you in this divine path, those people who wanted what you asked for and didn't manage it to the best of their abilities, didn't collaborate fully with the divine in that, in the way that they should. Both the people that you look up to and also the people that you look side-eyed at, you know, which mentors, right? You were shown your divine assignment. And by gosh, by golly, it was big. Like, and I think, you know, I've been going through something similar it's that the divine assignment that you're getting has been coming to you in stages. Like, you know bits and pieces, but you never really know the full thing. I think you were revealed, a really big piece was revealed to you recently that you've been sitting with, and also being told to prepare for at the same time, by way of both taking care of yourself and sitting with the gravity of it. Like, you have to do both. You have to sit with the gravity of it, and you also have to, like, prepare yourself for it. And some of the prep work that apparently the divine is having you do is some form of purification process, is what I'm hearing. And so, you know, drinking more water, being mindful about what you're eating, and all that, but most importantly, just the spiritual ingestion. What you're saying to yourself, what you're holding on to, what your divine team and the divine themselves have been placing in you to say, whether it be your affirmations or morning prayers or something like that throughout the day. Like, yeah, 55 as I said that, you're being led to go through some semblance of a purification process as a result of this divine insight, because where you're headed involves a lot of people that you will have to know how to navigate through. I'm hearing, riches, it seems really big, actually. Like, it feels like whatever you're about to embark on. And yet I'm still moved to say there's a natural mystic blowing through the air. And if you listen carefully, you'll hear. And I'm led to say that everywhere is war. It's all Jah's war. Puss and dog can be together. What's wrong with us? Ooh. So there's some semblance of unifying energy, collaborative energy. Okay, yeah, the great Ennead. So your team's coming. Like, there's going to be a physical manifestation of your people. You're going to have your people. You've been manifesting a family. You've been manifesting, I'm hearing, either a family or friends. I'll insert myself. I've been manifesting a band, or like some musical collaborators. Like, I want to do music in a collaborative space. I would love to have like a Queen kind of band. Like, I'd love that. I personally would love that. But I also want family. You know, I'm manifesting all those things too. You're manifesting a collaboration, and the gravity of that request, is, I'm not going to read these, but Atete, you know, goddess of worthiness is just kind of poking you. You deserve that family and everything that you've been channeling and manifesting. I don't know what this card says. I haven't read it from the manual enough to memorize it, but, you know, Queen Nambi of Intuition came back out again just now, and Noonday of Truth, again, you know, secrets are being revealed that already came out. Yeah, you're about to learn, you learned something big and cosmic, and you're about to learn how the world operates within that. And that's beautiful and terrifying, but you're in a collaborative space. You're about to get the thing, and you have to be, and you need to maintain a sense of responsibility. Keep your wits about you, I'm hearing. All that bigness, it's not everything. It's not the whole picture, and I think you know that. I think you saw your divine assignment. And so I'm just being led to tell you, like, it's not about constricting, it's about maintaining everything that you've worked for, everything you've done. You know, when you step out into the real world, people are going to have a lot of things to say about you. Yeah, it was 5909 as I said that. People are going to have a lot of shit to say about you. So, there ain't shit. I'm sorry. That wasn't divinely led. That was me being petty. But, all in all, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. I actually felt that. As I was like sitting with the vastness of it, Bob came right back in and was like, but don't worry about all that. You should watch the Bob Marley One Love movie then. I guess, like, since I've been talking about it this entire time, there's a natural mystic blowing through the air everywhere there's war, but don't worry. Every little thing is gonna be alright. I wouldn't worry too much, but being mindful doesn't hurt. Being cognizant of it, remembering who you are in every single moment and at every stage, the good and the bad, you are you and you are with the divine, and they have not left you. You are not alone, you are not abandoned. But I don't think there's much to worry about. I feel like this is really just like a thorough reminder, an hour-long reminder of who the fuck you are. And to remember that at every stage of this new process and this new state, because boy, when I tell you the vastness of what I'm gathering, like the bigness of the last two readings, it's there. And I'm happy for you. I am. I'm so fucking thrilled for you. So, nature songs, you know, listen to some anti music, get yourself really, really wrapped up in this idea of unity, collaboration, prepare yourself for your Ennead, and my cat's being ridiculous. I hear you trying to get in stuff, sir. I'm gonna go deal with my cat now. I love you. You be your bean, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!